So in this business, you're now back in Colombia. Uh, Talk about the business. Talk about how it works and how God is using it for His glory.
Give me 1 second. This is my partner here,
Ah,
Henry.
there he is, Henry.
Estoy hablando con Mike.
Hola, hola, mi hermano. ¿Cómo está?
Hola, my brother.
Le estoy contando la historia de país y de todo en un podcast internacional.
Mm,
Ahorita hablamos.
claro, claro. Vale. Bye.
Good to see you, Henry.
See you.
Sorry, my partner was here to maybe talk about the development. But let's focus on the business. So uh, I went to school in the United States. I had my bachelor's degree in business and with major in international business and marketing. Went off to study to work with an agency, a marketing agency. I was introduced to many businesses, and I realized that businesses have all kinds of businesses, like big, small, but all of them have the same kind of formula, which is investors, a great idea, investors, and a market. So all of them, like you have to understand who you're selling to, and you have to understand where your money is coming from, and you have to understand um, the potential that you have in the marketplace. So when I was around 27 years old, I started looking for God deeply. I had some personal issues, and God told me many times, your time in the United States is it's over. You already know what I need you to know. You got to go back to Colombia, and you got to start your own business. And I didn't want to do it, mainly because I left Colombia because I didn't want to be in a country where you could be killed at any time. Even though Colombia has the security aspect has been improved, but I was already in the United States. I was a U.S. citizen. I didn't want to come back. But God insisted, and I lost my job. Many things happened, and I'm like, God, I'm looking for you. I'm praying, and all these bad things are happening to me. But God said, it's not bad. Just obey, and everything will be okay. So I came back to Colombia. I went from having my own apartment, my own car, my amazing job, to living with my grandma in a very small room here in Colombia, and asking God, what do you want me to do? So the first thing he showed me is like you gotta start with the with a real estate agency in Colombia. So I opened a real estate agency, and I remember I didn't sell anything for the first couple of months. My savings were going down, and I started looking for a job because I'm like, maybe I misheard God. Maybe I don't know what to do. So this big company wanted to hire me. They offered me a job. They did several interviews, and the last interview, the most important one, uh, the day I had the interview, this lady calls me and she's like, Nico, I'm a client of yours. You helped me like 2 or 3 months ago find an apartment. I decided not to buy it, but I know you can help me with this apartment. We're gonna buy an apartment we don't like. We only have today to find another one. So if you find me one apartment today, I'll buy it right away. So that was a golden opportunity, and I had no idea what to do. Of course, I prayed, and God said, you choose. You want to be working for somebody else, which is fine, or you want to risk everything and do what I told you, which is to create a real estate agency. This is the way. So I felt peace at canceling my other appointment. Of course, my whole family was super mad because they didn't understand. Like I had this secure opportunity of a job of a secure income, and I was going towards yeah, I was going towards the unreal just because God told me. It was crazy for them. But I went and I showed the apartments, and sure enough, I sold one apartment. And with the commission I made on that apartment, I was able to make income for what was like 3 months if I was working with the company just that commission equal, it was the same as 3 months of working there. So I said, God gave this to me. And I started doing my real estate business with that money. Because I was in marketing in the United States, I was very good at selling online, and it became a very profitable business. And I began to understand the nature of real estate business here in Colombia. And one of the reasons why one of the reasons why real estate here is not is really good, but the industry is not as developed as in the United States. So God showed me that I needed to do this formula. It's called the statistical appraisal for a home. I call it like that. So He gave me the way how to find the price of a home statistically, which is one of the problems Colombians have. Like they want to sell a property, and they choose whatever price they want to make. Because the market is not ready to pay that price, they stay with the property for many, many years, like 2 or 3 years. Selling a property is incredible. So I was able to create this formula and to convince my customers to show them statistically what the price was, the price that the market wanted to pay. And because of that, I was able to sell many properties really fast, like within 6 months, which in Colombia is fast. But developers in Bogota, they heard about my formula and they called me. One of them, I remember, he's like, I have this project, big project, and I don't know what I could sell the apartments for, because if I misprice them, I'm not gonna make any money. So is your formula able to predict future prices? I'm like, no, because I'm looking at the statistical formulas from the past. But God said, don't never say no when I said yes. And He showed me how that you can tweak the formula based based on certain parameters to predict how the market will behave in 1 or 2 years, even in an unstable country as Colombia. So I did my formula, we applied it, the guy was super happy, and I began selling this formula and helping developers structure their businesses.